Hey guys, I'm Ted, here to give you another fast fact, and for today's fast fact, we will discuss slave renting. Now, most people are familiar with the concept of slavery, that slave owners own their slaves and they simply work them on their own plantations, but for a number of reasons, slaves might be rented out by their masters, particularly when they had a prized skill like sewing, carpentry, or blacksmithing, or when the master's own plantation crop didn't come in. The master often did this to gain extra cash. Sometimes this was done to cover personal favors or debts that the slave's master owed to somebody else, or in particular when the slave's labor wasn't really needed on the plantation. And that was typical of small plantation owners, small scale slave owners who typically used their slaves to grow sustenance commodities such as grain or corn, something that would be needed to feed the local population and not really a major cash export. And such people only needed their slave labor when they were planting and harvesting their crop. And during the rest of the time, they would simply rent the slaves out. And this served to, one, cut down on their household expenses since they would not have to feed or maintain the slave. And they also received financial compensation for renting out their property. It's like a tool rental place. Sometimes they use their tools for their own for the business's own needs, and other times they're simply renting out the equipment, and that's basically slave rental, slave renting right there. Um, but it wasn't really so good for the slaves. I mean, well, slavery was never really good for the slaves, but being rented out by your master was really not good for the renter. Whoever hired out the slave labor, whoever hired on the slave labor, he had little incentive to really care for the slave needs, to treat the slave well, because again, you're only renting the slave. The long-term consequences to the slave's health, to the slave productivity, didn't really matter to you. It didn't really function to you. It didn't really care for you. Um, There you guys have it. That's my quick, fast fact on slave renting. Hope you guys found it a little bit insightful, maybe a little, maybe just a little thought-provoking. But in any regards, hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about the whole system of slave renting. And as always, I'm Ted, and I'll see you guys next time for another lecture. Well, not another lecture, another fast fact. Sorry about that.